John Bakker from Victorian American Imports, American Automotive Australia. Just wanted to talk to you in a few minutes about some of the things that are happening in our industry, and in particular overseas conversions. There's a few companies now that have taken all this sort of work offshore, a bit like a lot of industry in Australia now. But some of the things you might want to be aware of if you're considering buying one of these cars and considering purchasing one that's done overseas is a few things in particular. One is most of them want you to pay up front, therefore they want you to send you the money to the US first to purchase the vehicle, then you send money for the conversions to another country, where it could be the Philippines or Sri Lanka or Thailand, but anyway, so some money goes to the US, some money goes to somewhere else for the conversion. So that's scary in itself, in the fact that they're not protected by Australian laws and where your money goes. It's a bit like buying anything overseas or online. You know, it's just buyer beware, and bad luck if your product doesn't turn up or it's not right. Secondly, once it might appear to be cheap, but then at the end of the day, by the time the product gets here, if there's issues with it, which, with a highly modified vehicle and the amount of work that's done in making these vehicles right-hand drive, fair chance that things like small things can go wrong. Where do you take it to fix it? What warranty do you have? Where does the warranty lie? All these questions seem to be sort of brushed over when it comes to sending your money overseas for a vehicle and conversion. You're not protected by the Australian government laws and so forth in relation to all of that. So what appears to be cheap on one end doesn't normally work out that way. Secondly, resale. I've always sort of told people of the opinion that you can either pay for it now or later. And they ask me, well, why is that? And you sort of say, well, you either pay a little extra now, you can come and see what we do, how we do it, you can comment on it or talk to our customers or our workers. Everything's transparent, there's absolutely nothing to hide. There's procedures in place. We're governed by independent auditing to make sure that everything's done to a standard. There's a recall process. There's a process to follow on who's done what job with what part. All of that's controlled by an independent, so therefore there's an assurity there that we eliminate any sort of issues, or if there is an issue, there's a recall process and we're responsible for it. So, like I said, you can pay for it now or later, and the fact that you may be paying someone else to rectify problems that may have been caused with the conversion overseas. And mostly and foremostly, that is when it comes to resale. If you see a vehicle with one of our tags on it, everybody's happy to buy it because of reputation. If they see a compliance plate that's done overseas or somewhere, it scares the person off from the sale, and if you go to sell a vehicle down the track. So you may save 5,000 or 10,000 initially, but I can assure you, you'll lose it on the other end. And in the meantime, you possibly won't have a trouble-free, hassle-free motoring. You'll just have most likely an unreliable vehicle with certain issues. It's going to cost you along the way, and in the end, you're going to have a super bad experience, and then, which is disappointing to us because we may miss out this time, but we possibly pick you up next time, and but unfortunately it'll leave you with a bad taste in your mouth if you've had an unreliable vehicle because it's been ruined in the conversion process. So please, by all means, do your homework on where you're going to get your car and who's going to convert it, and don't be fooled by all the smoke and mirrors about what happens overseas. You really need to check it out, and if it's cheap enough, you can probably afford an air flight and go and have a look, because don't get caught out like a lot of others of what we've seen here before. There's a YouTube video that we did on conversion nightmares, so have a look at that, and there's an example of what can happen and the end result of what you get when you think you're getting a brand new vehicle and it's been modified in a very, very poor manner. So anyway, thanks for your time, and check it out.